Hey, it's Marin, and this is the February 2020 monthly forecast for Cancer risings. We'll start out with the astrology for the month to see what astrological events are taking place represented in your life as a Cancer rising. Then we will look at the tarot cards, the law of attraction, oracle deck cards, and see what guidance is also coming through for all the shifts happening for you this month as a Cancer rising. So the overarching theme this month is really a decision between choosing love or choosing work. Not that you have to choose one or the other, but there is a point of tension of priorities and the way that you are leaning either way. So starting out on the 3rd, Mercury enters your Pisces 9th house. Where Mercury goes, it brings focus of intellect and communication, and your 9th house has to do with foreign travel, with higher education, philosophy, spirituality, with high aspirational goals of where we aspire to be. And Mercury entering Pisces is the sign of its fall and its exile. Mercury rules Virgo and is exalted in Virgo, which is the opposite sign to Pisces, so Mercury has to work particularly hard to actualize its significations while it is in Pisces, meaning that even though there's increased communication and thought going into your high aspirational 9th house goals, maybe it's a travel plan, maybe it's a degree application, there's some trouble being linear or being direct with communication, so it's a much better time for creative writing, for soul searching, for contemplation than it is for contractual writing in that sense. On the 7th, Venus enters Aries in your 10th house. Venus is bringing harmony and ease into your career sector, attracting what it is that you want to attract into your public image world. However, Venus is also in her fall in Aries because Venus rules Libra, so the opposite sign. Venus is a more passive, more receptive planet, and Aries is the lens of Mars. It is assertive, it's fiery, and it wants to go after things. So do be wary of forcing attraction on yourself or forcing yourself to come across as attractive or harmonious instead of letting that come to you through your concision of mind. On the 9th, there's a Leo full moon in your 2nd house, a culmination or high point of completion in your financial world from what's been building up over the past 6 months. So if something you've been working on financially is now coming to a head, it's a good time to celebrate or to release something financially that is no longer in need of being there. On the 10th, Venus conjoins Chiron and Aries in your 10th house, so Venus and Chiron conjoining is bringing together openness to harmonize with wound healing or vulnerability. I'm getting so many emergency alerts about snow squall. I don't know what that is, but apparently there's snow squall outside, even though it's not snowing. Anyway, Venus conjoining Chiron and Aries in your 10th house, I think of it as leaving victimhood and being vulnerable in your strength. So where in your career public image are you ready to open up to the wounds that you are ready to heal and move on from feeling sorry for yourself and harmonize into a stronger, more strong, vulnerable version of yourself? On the 16th, Mars enters Capricorn in your 7th house, bringing drive, conflict, challenge, go-getter nature into your relationship world. And Mars can bring conflict, it can also bring like aggression or getting things done. So in a 7th house of partnerships, this could be conflict with a partner or it could be going after what you want in a partner. So depending on your situation, you will know. If you're a day chart, it's generally more difficult. If you're a night chart, born at night, it's generally a bit more constructive. But Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so this might be a slow and steady undertaking that you are like, I'm really going to go after this person in a good way, like I'm really going to put myself out there, or long term, I'm really going to work on the conflicts in this relationship, because Mars in Capricorn can really get to the top of the mountain in a safe rock climbing way. On the 18th, the Sun enters Pisces in your 9th house, further illuminating this season of thinking about foreign travel, of higher education, of higher aspirational goals, and what that can bring you into your life. And then on the 20th, Jupiter and Capricorn sextiles Neptune and Pisces between your 7th and 9th houses. This is representing that the dreams and aspirations you're going after are leading to expansions in your relationships for the long term. This will be a 20-20 year long transit, but it's going exact this February, so you can look for the themes arising for expansion in relationships coming from going after dreams and visions in your life. On the 21st, Mars in Capricorn trines Uranus and Taurus between your 7th and 11th houses. So some of the energetic dynamics that are happening in your relationship world that are definitely more charged are further being amplified by some suddenness or some liberation in your social world. Something to do with friends or an organization or your networking world that might come to light immediately could really influence or speed up the process in your relationship. On the 23rd, there is a Pisces New Moon in your 9th house, a time to plant seeds, set intentions for the next 6 months in your 9th house of goals. If you want this to be a trip you're manifesting, a degree you're pursuing, and I have a video on this new moon down below, but this is a more confusing internal new moon, more so than a I'm gonna get this shit done new moon. Putting that out there. On the 23rd through the 25th, Venus in Aries will square Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn. So this ease and harmony of attracting what you want in career is really being helped out by the expansion in relationships, but it might also be calling for a transformative crisis in your relationship because of what's being called of you to get what you want in relationship, in your career world. On the 24th, Mars conjoins the South Node in Capricorn. So Mars on the South Node is bringing conflict and drive onto a point representing dilution, draining, purging, ancestral patterns, past karmas. So we might be very, very tired of repeating the same relationship patterns or going after the same dynamics that no longer serve us. And we might be realizing how we need to reassign or recalibrate our energetic signature to better suit our relationship goals. On the 25th, the Sun conjoins Mercury and Pisces in your 9th house, an illuminating burst of information regarding your 9th house of higher aspirational goals, long-term travel, degrees, definitely ending with some intellectual stimulation coming to light. So it's not so much choosing love or work one over the other, but choosing if you're going to solve one or the other and how you're going to bridge the different agendas there. So let's pull a tarot card to see what tarot card's coming up for Cancer risings. I said coming up like my Texas self, which I don't ever say coming up, but I had a little like throat spasm there. I swear I don't have a Texas accent. Okay, moving on. We have the Two of Cups, which actually the Two of Cups represents the naive honeymoon type of relationship where you're having a fun time before the going gets serious. This can be a very lighthearted, very surface level enjoyment of a relationship where things are harmonious, not because it's necessarily like the best match, but because things are going well and there's no reason not to. So this might be a new relationship. I'm getting the feeling that this is a new thing going on here, even if it's not romantic. You're in some type of a partnership that's a new microcosm for the relationship dynamics you're dealing with. Let's look at a Work Your Light Oracle deck card to further get guidance. We have my nails, we pick one. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Maybe you're really pursuing someone in a relationship and that's the newness. That's what you are wanting to go after, and it just takes almost like proving yourself, or there's a need to reassure them that you have a best interest. Now let's do a Law of Attraction card. Lots of attracting this month with relationships and careers, so this can be helpful. My manifesting thoughts are buffered by time. I've never pulled this one. And it's on the cover here, so I think this is a big time one. Your earth is a nice environment for fine-tuning your knowledge. For here, your thoughts do not translate into instant equivalents. Your thoughts are governed by a buffer of time. If you were instantly manifesting, you would be spending more time trying to fix your mistakes than you would in creating what you want. So this is a reminder that the fact that manifestations aren't instant is a way for us to make sure that we have enough momentum behind them. We're making sure that we want them enough to have the time put in for them to manifest. Like, we're lucky that we don't just want something and it comes to light. We're lucky that we don't think about a plane crashing and we die in a plane crash. We're lucky that we have time as a buffer. So just because this relationship might be coming about slow and steady and these career goals aren't sudden, does not mean that they aren't on the way. They're just a buffer for all manifestations. So if this resonates with you and this is a situation really calling out to you, let me know down below. I would love to know how it's coming about. Check out my private astrology consultations down below. Like, subscribe, do all the things. If you found this helpful, hit post notes, and I will see you in the next one.